Fantastic. Ugh.
I made it.
For those who know me, know I'm like internally freaking
No,
out.
don't. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm sending a request to Jonathan. Thank you so much for joining us, Marcus. I haven't
Yes,
seen your
thank you for
face in
having me.
so long.
I know. Thank you so much for
Ah,
having me.
yay! Oh my goodness. Makes me so happy. Yay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And Travis now, like cross fingers, like hope that we can get Travis in there.
Yeah.
Um oh man. And he was just about to lay it on too. I was
I
just
know
like,
you.
it's like, but the point that we're not okay. People are not okay right now.
No,
Like
people are
the
not.
the frenetic energy, the frantic energy that the world is at, like pace that we're at. Um, I really am amazed that after a year of being, in this pandemic, that people are busier than they were last year. And last year there was such a need for a break, right? There was just such a need for just a slowing down, and then that is literally just the work, right? That's
Right.
just the work. Um, yeah, and I'm just feeling like people are tired. People are also anxious. There's like a knot in everybody's stomach, just in terms of what we're going into in the summer. Um, Not only with COVID, but also with like just social unrest. I mean, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Who knows where we're going to be in 4 months? In the heat of it? I don't know. I don't know.
I just want to be
Um,
able to gig at some point. That'd be nice.
yeah.
I'd be I just want to be able to like play. I'm live again, but it's
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
my
know.
my girlfriend started replying
Oh,
like I was talking to her.
oh.
But yeah,
Marcus,
no,
because we
that
didn't
isn't
get a
me.
chance to introduce you.
Yeah, I was about to
Um,
say. I was about to say.
yeah, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and your art and your background, that would be amazing.
Um. Okay, I'll do it quick because I actually want Travis to come and finish his thought.
Yeah, me too.
Um. Yeah. My name is Marcus Jackman. I go by Marcus Aurelius. That's my artist name. I am a singer, songwriter. I arrange. I am an everyday man. I, I don't think of myself as anything above anything because I am taking the bus like everybody else. Um, but my love for my music, my love for, my people, my love to hear and feeling other people's, hearing about their journeys and feeling what they feel and all that stuff. Like that's part of my being. I'm a supporter at heart. I support people I love. I support people I care about. I support people I believe in. I support causes. Like
Mm,
I just believe that there's enough room for all of us, and that's pretty much the scope of who I am.
lovely, lovely. Um,
Travis, stay right there. I'm gonna come down, let you finish. I want you to talk your talk, whatever.
yeah, I would love to see Travis rejoin this conversation.
Yeah.
Um, and for whatever reason, I'm not. Where is he? We should be able to do four. Yeah, we should be able to add four people. Or, oh, Marcus went off for a little bit, so that we could maybe
I
add
think
Travis.
I think he's kind of yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Travis, if you can try again, that would be amazing. Um, yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Fantastic. Um, this week, I know this is an arts related chat, but this week earlier with the trial that was happening in Minneapolis, I felt like there was this knot in everybody's stomach, like depending on how that came down, um, would determine the rest of the year. Like to be
There's
honest, like what?
a lot of things. It was
Yeah,
yeah. We just
there
thank the
was.
Lord. that it was the
Right
right
decision.
decision.
Yeah, like
It
I
wasn't.
honestly
If it
don't even
wasn't,
know.
it was gonna get ugly. Yeah.
Yeah. And part of me was just like, we still have to wait for sentencing,
Yeah.
and we still have to wait for the impact of the impact on reform. We still have to wait to see how it rolls out and how it affects how people move forward in the future. But at the same time, the sigh of relief that people had was just a partial sigh, right?
Yeah.
It was like we all kind of know that there's more work to do, but at least it wasn't
But
a
then,
setback.
literally, at the same day that uh, young teenage girl got shot,
Yeah,
I was like, that day or the next day, So
it
it's
was the
like
same day.
yay, but like hello, we're still here, Like we're still in the same position.
Yeah,
Like it's,
yeah. The question I had asked that Travis was going to answer before we got, you know, lost connectivity, but what was just the provocation that I gave Travis was, "What is Canada?" And as someone who well is from Alberta, like who's from the middle of the country and who has a very different connection to this country. Um, are you willing to talk to me a little bit about your relationship to this idea of Canada?
yeah. So it was an interesting proposition, like a question to have been asked because I remember like growing up, this was a topic. I actually wrote a big long paper when I was in like grade 10 about this exact topic. It was a very similar question. Well, what is your family's Canadian identity? And like basically, what does it mean to be Canadian? And my understanding and my knowledge of um, that topic wasn't as developed as it is now, but
Mm-hmm.
the material and the um, end result or the information was still the exact same. It was the exact same. Uh, uh, it was tough to do this project and talk to my specifically my biological mom and my biological grandmother, to talk about how growing up as uh, Aboriginal females, how difficult it was to just kind of conduct everyday life growing up, and it was it was it was tough. It was an emotional process.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like for me, it was like getting to know them a lot better, because I never really grew up with them as prominent figures in my life as much as normal people would. So when I was like 5, I was taken away, and I grew up in foster like social services for most of my life, from like 5 till I was 18. Um, so uh, that project in itself gave me opportunity to kind of delve into, um, I guess, really kind of catching up on some time and some stories that I never really would have gotten to
Yeah.
know, just because of the situation that I was in. Um,
Yeah.
but the thing is, this situation and this fragmented like uh, family setup it's very normal. It's very normal in Aboriginal Canadian. Um, I don't want to say culture because that's not what it is, but just like
Experience.
in the yeah in the community, it's very tough to find. Uh, I hate saying this, but it's tough to find success stories out here. It's tough to find successful native strong families that like it's tough. It's tough. tough. At least what I see when I was growing up in Edmonton is really hard, really hard.
Yeah.
So
There was, you were talking about how you adopted tap as like the form that you wanted to use to express yourself, and that it taught you so much. And how are you using that art form to further delve into yourself? Like, I know that one of the ideas that we had talked about earlier on, uh, before COVID, curtailed our plans, was that you wanted to talk to a drummer, and possibly build a bridge in terms of like the kind of art that you practice to this very specific indigenous art form, and
hmm
explore that. But because of limitations in terms of the number of people we could hold in a room, and finding somebody in time, we didn't go down that avenue. But that exploration was really interesting to me. And what sparked that kind of curiosity?
I just think it's like the native culture has always been very musical, and it's always been like a heavily uh, dance based culture. Like the dance has always been there. Like that's the one thing. Um, it's very free. It's very improv based. And, like, you don't see choreographed dances at a powwow. You know, I think that's interesting for me, like from a jazz aspect. Um, and yeah, I just think that like uh, I I'm very capable of dancing to really any form of music or any style of music.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's just a matter of you know taking time to adjust, taking time to listen, taking time to understand what the music makes you feel. Some fields are easier to understand than others. So for me, it's like um, the drive that the drums provide in what I hear in the powwow with the steadiness of it. Like it's just something
Mm-hmm.
that like I haven't really like explored that there the music and the culture and like the singing aspect and like everything. I haven't really done my due diligence. So uh, I think it's just kind of time
Yeah, I
to do
think I
that.
think it's a
So
really lovely road that you're starting down,
yeah.
just to delve into your art a little bit more deeply on a different. See you in a few years, like to see what kind of explorations you've been on. One of the things that we had talked about early on was the idea of the arts being like an ambassador for a culture, almost like it's the public facing face of a people, how we sing, what we sing, and our rituals. And that was one of the things that we asked each of you to do, was with the home footage, the black and white footage, was to explore the rituals that you do on a regular basis. So whether that is, like your practice, how you warm up your legs before, how you warm up your feet, what kind of food you cook, are there any kind of rituals that you depend on in order to get into your practice?
I mean, again, like it's been so like it's been a year since I've been able to like be doing these things, and
Yeah.
um, it was it was a really um, humbling process to come back to performance, even though this was like a video process. But like like it the absence of music was really the
Mm.
hardest thing for me. Like it was really tough. 'cause that's the one thing that like I really do connect with, and it's like those are the like the rituals, the things that like I
Yeah.
would go and talk to the band, you know, it's kind of like, okay, so what do we want to play? How do we want to play it? And depending on what situation we're in, if we're in a jam situation, it's like, okay, well, let's try these things. You know, let's try multiple ways to play this tune and see how it makes us feel. You know, so these things like, you know, that we are just kind of like unable to do right now. Like I wish I could. I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't want to say I wish I could break all the rules and just have a crazy jam session, but like that's really what like for the culture of jazz and like who we are as people, it's really tough to do what we do
Yeah.
in this setting. And I don't know if and like I know I'm not the only one struggling, but it's affecting not just this sector, not just jazz. It's affecting all forms of music, all forms of dance. So I guess it's just trying to figure out how we can maintain some sort of connection and some sort of um,
Well, I'm really impressed by the generosity of the arts community. Like people have really just kind of dug into their hearts and pulled out things. And I know everybody's transitioned to like being filmmakers and like social media
right.
stars,
Yeah,
right? But I'm seeing some stories that, you know, aren't necessarily like the gatekeepers have shifted, right? And so now it's not just who programs what as an artistic director. Now we have access to platforms and to communities and networks that are much broader than we had before. Um, and I know that this medium, Instagram Live, is really one that is like super important just for not only keeping connected and keeping tabs on people and what they're doing in their lives, but also just really diving into the culture. And you had mentioned a TikToker that I think it was a TikToker that you had
yeah,
discovered.
yeah.
And yeah, talk to me a little bit about the impact of discovering that person and on your art. Like how is that intersecting with you?
I think like social media right now, there's so much access to that. That's one thing that like if like with all the time that we have, like learning how to, I guess, navigate those areas. I did find, I think his name is Jerome Lawson. Um, but there's a ton of people that I've started to follow. But yeah, I do like the fact that because of everything that's happening, that we are all forced to try to find different ways to move the
Mm,
medium that we do. You know, I think that's really important. And that's what I guess is the best thing that we can take from all this. Um, and like also just an understanding of what it means truly means to be an artist, and like what it means to like have more than one bag, what it means to have more than one form of income, what it means to learn another asset, like learn more skills to
yeah.
become able to survive, really. And one of the biggest things that really stuck in my mind when I was growing up is my mentor, Barbara Vargas, said, if you really want to be able to do this and you want to be able to like be an artist, then you need to be able to like have multiple jobs. You need to learn how to hold multiple jobs, and then you learn how to have multiple forms of income. Um, and it was like, you know, the more the better. You know, I remember the numbers. He was like, you need like 7 forms of income or something to be, you know, successful at being a self-driven entrepreneur. You know,
Yeah.
um, and so that kind of always just kind of like stuck in my mind. I was like, okay, so like, what else? Where else? And who else can I talk to, or what else do? Um, and that this time has kind of given me that. So
Yeah.
um,
But the thing about income is one thing, like just being able to sustain yourself and be able to, you know, continue to do your art. But I feel like the soul of the artist can only create. Like it's what we have to do. Like
Yeah.
I've tried to I've tried to go crawl, um, and you know you end up crying a lot. Or if you're not feeding yourself as an artist, if you're not um, meeting with other people and creating, it actually is detrimental to, well, my
Yeah.
soul at least, right?
Yeah.
And
That again, like that's the biggest thing is like being detached from like all the people that I would be playing with. Like that's I have to say that's the biggest thing I really miss. Like going to like
mm,
jazz
yeah,
clubs and like playing. Like just like and like not even like just like jams and stuff. Like that's
yeah,
like I just miss that. Like I mean I miss gigging. That's like I miss, you know, that's the big thing. Like I mean I'm sure we all miss what life used to be like and what our wallet used to look like and
yeah,
stuff. Uh,
yeah,
so, but that being said, yeah, it's the personal connection. It's the actual like. That's why I like doing this project and like being able to just for that one moment of being like in a room with other people and like collectively building something. Um, like shout out to Wilson. I want to do a big shout out to
woo,
Wilson. He's an amazing, amazing uh,
oh, and Travis, and
AV.
Travis,
Yeah, and Travis and like
yeah,
the whole process was just so amazing to go through it and have people that wanted to help create this end product, you know.
yeah. It's a
But yeah,
beautiful, beautifully woven together story, and I hope that all of you are really proud of it because we are
and I
on
also have to say shout out to like the diversity of the project. Like that was the biggest thing. Like you know
amazing.
every that like everyone's voice is being heard. That's really important.
That is the aim. That is the aim. I'm going to wrap up now because we've been on, even though we've had a few, you know, hiccups, but we've been on for almost an hour. So I'm going to let you go. But I wanted to say thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I'm
My pleasure.
glad that glad that we got a chance to touch base even after the filming. I also wanted to say thank you to Marcus and Travis, even though they couldn't jump back into the conversation after we got booted out. But
I still want to know what Travis was gonna say. He was
I
laying up.
know, I know. Like it's a really big privilege for me to be able to like meet all of you and to work with you and provide a platform to introduce you guys to a larger audience. So thank you very much for that.
And we are all
And
very grateful.
okay, and with that, I'm just gonna sign off, everybody. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Pass the word on. You can pick these up on Insta later on. I will publish it. But enjoy this, well, at least in Southern Ontario, this very sunny afternoon. And we're at 17 degrees. Get outside. All right.
All right, cheers.
Bye.